Hey everybody, I've had 3.5 hours of sleep because I closed work last night and then had to wake up early for class today, and now I have work again. So yeah, while I have the time, I thought I'd make a little video, probably of the 5 worst movies I saw that were theatrically released in 2016, so I'm not counting really bad Sci-Fi Channel movies or TV movies like that horrible Rocky Horror remake that Fox had, because that was awful. My life is still not going well, but I thought I should at least make a video that's not just me whining about how horrible my life is doing. So, yeah, let's talk about horrible movies instead. Number 5. This is in order from least horrible to most horrible. So I'm going in ascending order. Number 5 was Assassin's Creed. I don't know who had the bright idea to set an Assassin's Creed movie, mostly in the present, in a semi-prison facility. Have Michael Fassbender just sort of stare off into the distance to collect his paycheck. Have boring action sequences of random hand-to-hand combat and a little bit of parkour. The idea that both the Templars and the Assassins are both kind of horrible organizations, so it's sort of like watching, I don't know, Ted Cruz and Donald Trump fight each other. I don't really have a horse in the battle. The movie's boring. The visual style is ugly. It looks like someone rode a dirt bike over the film negative. It was just bad, and it had the potential. I've played a couple of the video games. It could have been fun, but nope, it was not. Number 4 is, trying to remember my own list now. Number 4 was Now You See Me 2, that's right. A really horrible sequel, because the first one was dumb, but it was fun dumb, and the sequel, directed by the guy who brought us Gem and the Holograms and a Justin Bieber documentary, it's lame, it's not funny, it tries too hard, it panders to China with the Macau setting, Woody Harrelson as his twin was just awful, everything about the movie was bad, it was just a bunch of talented people cashing a paycheck. Lizzie Kaplan looked like she might have been having fun, but that was about it. It was just far-fetched in the worst way. It was just bad. It was just all around bad. I think that was probably the worst sequel of the year. Yeah, that was really bad. Number 3 was Kevin Smith's Yoga Hosers. I didn't see that one in a theater, even though it was released in theaters. I saw Yoga Hosers on Netflix. And boy, was that bad. I mean, I liked Tusk, more or less. It was at least interesting, despite Johnny Depp hamming it up. Red State had its moments, even if someone needed to tell Kevin Smith to show and not tell for that third act. But Yoga Hosers is just bad. It's completely not funny in the worst possible fucking way. It was... I mean, the villain is just doing a bunch of impressions for no reason at the end. The main characters they're trying to appeal to a teenage girl audience, but they're just anti-teenage girl caricatures. Johnny Depp is doing the same bad role again. The action sequences, the CGI, it was just awful. Like, what happened? I mean, Dogma was funny, Chasing Amy was good drama, Kevin Smith used to make good movies. He's never been a good director. He's always just sort of static two-shot, static medium shot. But as a writer, he at least used to write fun stuff. It was like he should have written scripts that other people directed, but Yoga Hosers is... I don't know what he was doing. He apparently still likes his own movie, so I guess that's fine. It was just a movie that was made for him and no one else, I guess. Number 2 was Ghostbusters Answer the Call, the Ghostbusters reboot. Now, a lot of people on the internet just hated it because they didn't like the idea of a female Ghostbusters. You know, your MRA, alt-right assholes, the people who comment on Midnight's Edge videos. I tend to like their videos, but the commenters are just diseased, Trump-loving, misogynist morons. But I hated it just because it is completely unfunny. I laughed once during the entire movie. It completely misunderstands what was great about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, the original film, and also Ghostbusters 2, which I do love as well, they were comedies that were set in a serious horror movie world. So you had certain characters that were funny, but the universe was still serious. And this reboot is just unfunny slapstick comedy all the way through. It's just a Paul Feig movie. It's Spy or The Heat, and the tone doesn't work. Paul Feig didn't understand what was good about the original Ghostbusters. So I sat watching the movie with complete anger, and then there's a horrible action sequence. Like, Ghostbusters isn't about action sequences, where they're just, like, fighting in this green mist, kind of like the Enchantress mist from Suicide Squad, and they're trying to be like, oh, girls can kick ass. Well, yeah, girls can kick ass, but Ghostbusters aren't supposed to kick ass. They're supposed to equip and, it's like, I'm sure Scarlett Johansson will kick ass in Ghost in the Shell. Girls have kicked ass in bad movies like Charlize Theron and Aeon Flux, or in good movies like Charlize Theron and Mad Max. But it just didn't understand Ghostbusters. And it was I fucking hated it. I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, it's okay, the internet was just sort of making a big deal, it's not great, but it was mediocre. But I fucking despised it. So, it's like, and Bill Murray chose to be in that, but wouldn't do Ghostbusters 3 because he doesn't like Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 is fucking Citizen Kane compared to the Ghostbusters reboot Answer the Call. So, I don't know. And the worst movie, the number one worst movie I saw of 2016, God's Not Dead 2, for pretty obvious reasons. The movie has no... For a movie that takes place in the legal system, it understands nothing about the law. Now, I'm not a legal expert. I'm going to school to be a paralegal, but I'm not going to actual law school. I'm not a lawyer. But I understand basic First Amendment stuff and basic constitutional law. And the movie understands none of it. It makes fake law in order to make its point. And it also completely bypasses, like, the historicity of Jesus or lack thereof. It doesn't understand, like, argument from authority, which was a problem with God's Not Dead 1. It assumed argument from authority was an actual argument and not a logical fallacy. I'm not even sure the makers of God's Not Dead 2 know what a logical fallacy is. And of course, the acting is universally bad, and it's awful for all the reasons you think it's awful. I mean, it is laughably bad at parts, not as laughably bad as the first one. The first one was a fucking laugh riot, but the second one's not that funny, but it is still pretty funny, but it is, on its chosen level, it is awful. I think it should be watched in law school so that they can have a good joke about it. It's pretty funny for how horrible it is. So, those are my picks for the 5 worst theatrically released films of 2016. I obviously didn't see every movie of 2016. There might be ones worse than any of those that I just bypassed because I had no interest in them. So whenever I have time, I don't know when, I'm planning on doing my 10 best films of 2016. I'll probably split that into 2 videos, 10 through 6 and 5 through 1, just because I don't have access to editing software right now, so I'm filming everything on my phone. So, and I'm uploading from my phone using my friend's Wi-Fi because I'm crashing with friends until I find a place. You can watch my other video if you want to know all the shit that's going on in my life, which is not going well. But because of that, I mean, my videos aren't the most polished. I was using, like, Windows Movie Maker on a Windows XP computer, which was my girlfriend's, because my actual computer, which is better and is still at the house, I'm still using, like, my friend's stuff, until I find my own place. But that computer, even though it has a NVIDIA graphics driver, it's going to standard VGA rather, and editing software won't work on it, even Windows Movie Maker, so I haven't been able to edit videos on my own computer. So, yeah, I can't insert pictures of or posters of the movies or do a little bit of editing or put, like, a title card or anything, so I'm just stuck with stream of consciousness that my phone can handle. So, I'll probably split that up for that, but that's what's going on here. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Again, I'm still trying to find a place to live. If you go to gofundme.com/Dave and Carl with a K, you can donate to help me pay apartment application fees, which can range in, like, the 50 to hundreds. A couple that I've applied to, these income-restricted ones, have had only 25, so that was good. One person already donated to my GoFundMe, and one person donated to me via PayPal, so thank you to both of them. I very much appreciate you. It's really helping. And, I guess that's all I can say for now. Yeah.